So hello friends, I'm back. I'm going to do a little different spread. I'm about to cut away from this shot so that we can talk about the spread more as I show you me shuffling the cards and dealing them, because I didn't want you to think that I just laid them out anyway. But what we're doing is, it's called the Philosopher's Spread. It's inspired by Nietzsche, and this is not a pick a card, but we're going to try and maybe get some loose answers about the existence of the universe. So let's cut over to the shuffling and I'll go through the questions quickly. So what we're doing is a philosopher's spread. It is inspired by Nietzsche. It's going to be 9 questions. I'm going to be using my Spellcaster's Tarot. I'm going to clarify that with a Lenormand card, and then I'm going to have a regular Smith-Waite deck on the side to clarify if need be. The questions are going to be really basic. It's just going to be about God and existence, life after death, how do we experience what is right or wrong. I got it from the 365 tarot spreads, and it was actually for today's date, March 23rd, or tomorrow's date, actually March 23rd. And I decided to show it this way so you can see me actually shuffling and dealing, so you wouldn't think that I just set the cards up to answer the questions. And there are the decks that we're going to be using, and here's our clarification deck, and let's get right on into this video. I hope you all enjoy it as much as I enjoyed making it. Okay, so now you've seen how I shuffle the cards. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And let's start off with question 1. Why is there something rather than nothing? Because, I mean, we could have stated nothingness, right? So, what I have is the Empress, and I have the book. It could be interpreted a couple different ways, but if we were to use ancient stories, what we will say is that creation itself decided that it needed to be created, possibly through word. I guess it thought itself or spoke itself, and this is why there is something rather than nothing. There was creative thought, there was creative word, and that did not remain something, and it became nothing. That's a very complex idea, and I know a lot of people act like it isn't, but the more you contemplate it, it's an extremely complex idea, but it's definitely one that is becoming very popular in our society right now. Anyways, the whole thinking it or speaking it into existence is the same thing as this. So the cards are saying that the divine, it seems like the divine goddess, because it could have just been like the world, it could have been the emperor, it could have been a lot of different cards, but to pick the Empress allows me to believe that creation rested in the belly or the thought of divine feminine energy. Okay, so, and maybe knowledge is divine masculine energy. Maybe they come together, and what we have is existence. I'm gonna light another candle because I wanted an actual real flame burning throughout this video, just to attract some real light. And as you can see, the other one is awfully low. Let's see. I gotta find a holder for it, guys. Sorry, I hate to do stuff like this during the video, but it's better to do it than to not do it, right? There we go. Put that one out. Move this one in. Now we got some light and water. Alright. Okay, so we answered number 1. Our next question is our universe real? And I'm assuming that the question is pertaining to Earth, or this experience that we're having right now in a physical body. Is this a real experience? This is a question a lot of philosophers go over. So we have the Hanged Man and we have the Moon. I guess I'll have to play. I think it is a real experience. I think that the Hanged Man says in this deck alludes to the fact that it is a real experience, but it is a confining experience, and it's shrouded in darkness. Like there's so much mystery to it. I think it's not that it's not real. Just think it's that it's hard to grasp what it really is or what the purpose is, and you're just bound to experiencing it. Do I want to clarify this? I don't think I want to clarify, but let's clarify the Hangman. Let's see what we get here. Okay, yeah, because see, then we still have the Clinging card. It's an experience. It is a real experience. And if it isn't a real experience, if it is an illusion, it doesn't really matter because it's all we have to cling to. Okay, so there's your answer to that. Let me fix this over here. And then let's move on to question 3. And question 3 is do we have free will? I'm going to say I personally don't believe we have free will. I believe that everything that happens is based off of something that happened before it. And I know that's a popular philosophy too, but let's just see. I mean, and it depends on your definition of free will. But, I just think every decision that you make is based off of someone else's decision beforehand. So even if you made a decision, was it really free will? Okay, so what we have is the Queen of Cups and we have the Tree. The Queen of Cups in this particular question, to me, I believe it alludes to feminine energy, just divine feminine energy. And the fact that there's a tree, right, and the tree has roots, the tree has seasons, the tree really has no will to do except for what it's programmed to do. I kind of feel like what this answer is basically what I was saying, like a tree could have more buds one year than the next, or it could not bloom at all. The leaves could fall off more one season than another season, but at the end of the day, what it's doing is it still depends on how much is being watered, how much is being cared for. And I think the answer is no, you really don't have free will. And your will rests on or relies on the nourishment that you receive. Okay. Feel free to disagree. Feel free to disagree in the comments. Philosophy is it's open, and it's open to each person's interpretation. It wouldn't hurt my feelings, so I would hope that the way that I'm interpreting the cards wouldn't hurt your feelings or upset you. This is just a conversation to have, okay? The fourth question is, does God exist? So this is another one that depends on what is your definition of God. If your definition is just a creator, then this answer is most definitely going to be a yes. If your definition of God is a creator that knows all and controls all, you may get a no, or you may get a yes, or it depends. But let's see what we get. Well, some people are really going to like this answer because the question is, does God exist? And the answer is, love is key. Okay, I'm thinking, as you can see, they're bound together, their hands are tied together. I'm thinking that what it's saying is that God exists in union, okay? Or because, like I said, most people, whether they realize it or not, they really identify God as creation or a creator, and creation exists when parties come together or energies come together and they unlock opportunities or new growth. We'll pull one more to clarify the Lover's card. I'm gonna pull one more, guys, from the middle of the deck, because you know I don't like to pull from the top of the deck. Yeah, okay. So I gotta see how this, I know how this one fits in. This still says that love is the creative spirit. As you can see, this is the hand of God bringing creation. So does God exist? Yes, God exists in every creative endeavor that you know, we experience. That's the key. I'm kind of taking this Four of Cups to mean that oftentimes God is right in front of us and we don't recognize it because we just don't know what we're looking at. And I think that this is it right here. So for me, this is even a hard one because I often tell people God doesn't exist, but I say it in the sense of the way most people believe God to be. But I'm gonna have to tailor my answer now to yes, but I know that it exists in creation, creative spirit. I'm just not looking at it the right way. All right, then let's move on to question 5. Is there life after death? This is going to be interesting because I've done a lot of questioning concerning this, and there's so many different levels to it. Okay, so what we have is we have the 10 of Wands and we have the cross, and I'm going to take this to mean this is a lot to carry, and I'm taking it to mean that there is life after death. There's so many different versions of life after death. You trying to understand it would be its own burden, but we are going to clarify this 10 of Wands to try and make it a little more easy to understand. I'm not going to use that Page of Cups. I know if y'all watch me, y'all know I do not like clarifying with people cards. Here we go. Okay. And I'm going to keep this page over here because I don't want him coming back out again. I mean, it's a youthful spirit. It has to do with solid creation. I'm quite sure that it's saying, you know, it has to do with moving from one life and then you get a new life with a new creation. I just don't like, I don't really like to work with those cards on questions like this. But this is pretty much the same too. This is a past life card or a soul connection card or from one time to a new time type of card. So basically what it's saying is yes, there is life after death. There are lots of different lives after death. We move from one phase to the next. There's crosses. We cross through different paths, okay? Different existences. All right. Number 6, can I really experience something objectively? Now, I don't know how the card's going to answer this because we got to really consider what this question is. So this question is can you experience anything in life without having feelings about it? Or can you experience it without having emotion or some sort of feeling about it? I don't think you can. But let's see. No. I think the answer to that is no, because what we have is the Knight of Swords. He's extremely passionate, okay? And you see him, he's rushing in. You can see all the emotion and feeling on his face. And then that was coupled with the Heart card. I don't think anything in this life can be experienced objectively. And a lot of people want to consider things like this objectively, but How could you, like, your feelings are involved in everything. It's just a part of your programming. If you were a computer, it would be part of, it would be like half of your binary. It's just, it is what it is, okay? So, number 7, how do we know what is right or what is wrong? This should be interesting. Okay. So we have the moon. I'd like to say that as long as I've had this deck, and it's only been about maybe 3 weeks since I've had this in a physical deck. This is my first time pulling the moon with this deck, guys. And as a matter of fact, I don't think I've ever pulled it on my digital one either, because I'm looking at it and this is my first time looking at this card. This card is absolutely lovely. It is coupled with the man. I'm going to take this a couple different ways. The right or wrong is determined by the emotions or the feelings of man. Also, it is determined by the vision or the viewpoint, because the moon a lot of time has to do with visionary spirit. The viewpoints of men, this is how we decide what is right or wrong, or the feelings of men. When things feel wrong, they're wrong. If they feel wrong to human beings, then it's wrong. Also, there's a big dog and there's a little dog, which allows me to say it has a lot to do with balance and order. Like, some things will feel bigger and some things will feel smaller. And the bigger something is, the more important it is. And that will help you to decide what is acceptable and what is unacceptable. Hence, what is right or wrong. Another thing, there's an ankh on this lobster, which is actually indicative of the crab. But this has to do with Isis. And Isis has a lot to do with balance. So, we determine what is right or wrong by the way things are balanced too. If they, universal balance really, I think that's what it's pointing to with the, because there are 2 towers in this one. That's perfectly balanced. There's the triple moon. It also seems to be that the moon is eclipsing the sun in this one, because I see the sun rays behind it. So mostly we determine what is right or wrong by our emotional state, by our feelings, what feels right and what feels wrong. Okay. So yet again, objectiveness is so, I can't think what is the word, but it's big, it's, damn, what is the word? It's not pivotal. What is the word? I can't think of the word. It's too late for me to be doing videos, is what it is. But, you know, your emotions are a huge part of how we guide ourselves through life. That's one reason why you can't divorce yourself from your feelings or emotions. And when we do, it causes all types of mental hell. Okay, well, because we really never divorce ourselves from our feelings. We just make ourselves believe that we are, and then your psyche knows that the feelings are there and they're being held back, and it just creates all types of mess. So I'm just saying that because 6 actually ran into 7. Okay, so let's move on to number 8. What are numbers if you can't really see them? So, this deck is saying that numbers are an illusion. I don't know if that means it's not real, but it's definitely an illusion. And it's an elaborate illusion. And it's a cunning illusion. Let's clarify. Well, ladies, down, and I want to shuffle this because I want to please clarify the Seven of Cups, because it's looking like it's an illusion, and I want to know. I think it is, because I just flipped over the King of Pentacles, and he's very solid in his truth. Let's see. It's an illusion. It's a hard fought one, too. It's well orchestrated. So, numbers. Numbers are a well-ordered illusion. It helps us to dictate time, is what this is saying. Helps us to know what's a good speed. Let me see if I can get that. You see the turtle in there? That turtle has to do with speed and wisdom and doing things in an orderly, timely fashion. Also, it helps us, numbers guide us directionally. They can be a pain in the ass, though, it's looking like. But they're not real. They're not real friends. I guess like time is not real. They're an illusion. I don't want to get any deeper into that, because that one is a little heavy. It's quite heavy. And I'm going to be honest with you. Although I see it's an illusion and I'm kind of seeing where it's going to, we'd be here like a whole class talking about that. So we're not going to do that. Leave you to figure out how you want to take it beyond the fact that it's an illusion. It's a useful illusion, though. That's what this fox is saying. It's the type of illusion that helps us to get the things that we want and need, but numbers are an illusion. And the last two are going to be the heaviest of all our questions. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to tackle the answer, because I got a feeling the answer isn't going to be clear cut. But what the question is what is being, or what is existence? Like what is this that we're doing here? Oh, look at that. We got the Death card. And we got the Fish card. Existence is a never-ending cycle of losses and gains. Losses and gains. Losses and gains. Balance. It's just balance. Existence is purely balance. Okay? I guess that's what makes it exist. It's not all in one place. It's not all in another place. And we experience the whole shebang. What is being? Being is life and death. It is what it is. And I know people hate that phrase, but I use it so much the older I get. It is what it is. It can be grim. Being can be suffering. Being can be enjoyment. It's everything in between. Alright? So I hope you enjoyed this philosophy spread. I totally enjoyed it. It answers some questions that I haven't come back to in many, many years. I definitely feel like the deck, if nothing else, opens up your mind to think these things through. But there was some definite answers for me. I felt like it gave definite answers. Let me know down below. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, whatever. Hit me down in the comments. Let me know either way. If it makes you think of other questions that you'd want to tackle with the deck, let me know down below too. And I hope you all have a wonderful evening. And I hope you spend some time thinking about your existence and the entire world's existence and what is your role in it. And I'll see you in the next video.